3/10 up. This will be the best lap of the session so far. He's got 3 people ahead of him going into the chicane. I don't think he's going to be overtaking any of them anytime soon, though. No, he will with one of them. That is, I believe, a Red Bull. As we go into this right-hander, he chucks it deep. Great lining on the curve into the left-hander. Now putting it on the throttle. Across the line he comes. It's going to be a 41.8. Fantastic lap. He had all the time to gain in that third sector, and he did. 4/10 on pole, but Admiral, who is 1/10 on 1/10 improvement on his lap, he comes across the line. No improvement. No, I think he did improve actually by a 10th. I was just being a bit stupid there, sorry. But here we go, folks. No messing around. No information lap. It is 5 red lights. And it is green light, go, go, go. We get racing here in Spa, going down towards that first turn. What is going to happen as the leader here in the Haas, our team English, is leading and going into turn 1. It's 3 wide between Aston Martin and a Haas. And the Ferrari going into that first turn, the better of them is Ozers. Coming out in P3, doing fantastic stuff as Restore Panda here is ghosting. It's now into, the multiple people ghosting here, inside each other. Up Radion, goes Yawn, round the outside is going to look to go wet in Radion. What's going to happen between the two of them? They both go off wide. The Aston Martin and the Red Bull go off wide. They rejoin the track. Yawn is in P7. Will is in P8. It is in P6. Kitchen is in P8. We go now into Lecom, going into the right-hander here. Is he going to send it up the inside, Kitchen? No, he cannot. Most people cannot into that turn. It's very difficult to keep it between the cars. No mistakes, no madness between them. It's very difficult to happen. Jeremy and JMO, they're going at it. Is JMO just falling behind Mercedes as he bumps him along as well. Going here, V-Carb is now overtaken Manic the Parrot. Destroyer Drac has now been overtaken by Fanta. Big moment there. Destroyer Drac falling down the order here. Here comes Fanta, though. He's looking to sniff up the back of Kitchen. He can look to do more than that. He's going to try and send it down the inside. That's a big mistake there by Kitchen. He goes off wide, going into the gravel, dipping it into the gravel, and now Fanta's looking to come across, and he does steal the position. So does Destroyer Drac. Can his teammate RTM Titan do the same? Going round the outside here into this left-hander. Is there going to be contact made? No, there is not. You can take a look here of Top Lobster. He's getting very, very close here to the Ferrari. He's going to look up the inside. He's going to do more than that. He's going to send it up the inside, lunging it into the corner, and he's going to get the move. RTM English, a 2:02. So far, the fastest out of everybody. And a flying Aston Martin's coming through here on the Red Bull and on the Ferrari. As the Red Bull's still looking for a move himself. The Aston Martin's going to fit himself up the inside here of both drivers. It's going to be 3 wide going into the com. Damage, maybe contact, maybe damage. Contact is made. A spinneroonie there for Will as he's side by side now with the Red Bull going onto the exit. That second turn is almost a lock up between them. Fanta falling down the grid now as Will now having contact again going onto the gravel. And Ozers now Yawn is becoming a threat to Ozers as we now go into the left-hander up the inside. Yawn will go off Ozers. It's a very dangerous turn to try and get a move on, and Ozers is going to go around the outside, and Will's going to go around the outside as well. And Yawn looking for a move is instead lost one. Oh, look at that, Ferrari off track, but that's Ozers, and now he's going to let Yawn go through. Fanta's coming through now for a position, and he does get the position. The Ferrari making a big mistake there, Ozers. He's got to do better than that. He has got to do better than that as into the left-hander. It's a little bit poor there from Fanta, but he's able to look for the move either way. On the Aston Martin, there's contact between the tyres. As we go into that turn, it's going to put the Aston Martin off, and now the switchback manoeuvre looked for the Red Bull. Can he complete it? No, not enough strength on those tyres to get it, and there's a bit of a wiggle there from Will on the exit of that turn. Very difficult to put your foot down on the throttle and not make a big mistake. It's down to turn 1. Look at this. Ozers looking for the move here on Fanta. Side-by-side action between them into that first turn. Nothing to come from it though for the Ferrari. Well, is Fanta going to push off Yawn here? No, it's a clean manoeuvre down the straight, down the Kemmel straight as the McLaren goes very wide going into the turn, and the Ferrari's going to creep ahead. He rejoins the Alpine. It's making a stack up here of dominoes between the Alpines and that V Club just in the background. Very dangerous rejoining the track there. Here we go, going into the chicane though. Here's Osimon Joes as we go into that first turn. Round the outside, he's going to look to go here off Admiral. Can Aston Martin do it? No, there's a little bit of a spin there by V Club, but he's able to get the better grip and keep the position, but not for long, as Osimon Jones gets the better exit out of the two of them, and now going shortly into Orange and Radion. What's going to happen? Is the driver going to pull out? No, they're not. Up the inside, the V-Cup's going to go. Look to try and defend his position. Instead, he falls down a position. He falls down 2, as Restored Panda now comes across, stealing the position. He's going to let Amaral go ahead of him because he went off the track, and that is illegal here in XRS. You cannot do that. You will get a penalty if you overtake a driver off the circuit. Will we have some more here? As Restored Panda is going to look for the move down the inside. He's going to look to send him in, moving under braking there from Admiral. There's a bit of contact, and he's sideways in the middle of that turn. Is that because he moved just that tiny bit under the braking zone, or was it just Restore Panda's fault for going a bit too deep? Is he coming into the pits 4 hard compound tyres. No, he is not. He is still going out that 1 extra lap. I think he's got to box now. Ozymandias Jones, does he pit? He does. That is big, folks. That is big. If Ozymandias Jones is much quicker than RTM English on this upcoming lap, going on to hards, he could overtake RTM English when he comes into the pit lane. This is a big... There you go. It's the perfect lap. Ozymandias Jones made a perfect call there. You could just take a look. DRS enabled at the top of your screen. It is the perfect lap to box. But can Ozymandias Jones use it to his full effect? Does Ozymandias Jones come out of the pit lane ahead of the Haskell? I don't think he does, you know. I think it was just a big enough gap under the intermediates. It was a big enough gap under the intermediates to risk that 1 lap more. And Ozymandias Jones does not overtake going out the pit lane. Yawn is 1 point behind Destroyer Drac in the standings. But here we go. He's going to come back Fanta here. Going to go down the inside. Going into left-hander here. Is there going to be any contact between the two of them? As he still is able to stick his nose in. Going onto the grass. Still trying to get the manoeuvre. Unfortunately for him, the Red Bull defends like a lion. From the Williams, it's Kalma. And he goes across them down the Kemmel Straight. But Yawn's being overtaken by not 1, but potentially 2 drivers. Especially the leader in the standings. Round the outside, he's going to look to go into the Lacombe. And now down the inside into the right-hander here. Yawn versus Destroyer Drac. It's the story so far of Division 5. And so far, so good for Yawn. He is still ahead of Destroyer Drac. Yawn right up against Ozers here. Going close. Sorry, I'm in the part. Oh, I'm not in the part anymore. I do apologise. And up the inside goes Yawn. Up the inside goes Yawn into Eau Rouge and Radion. Can he get the move completed? Yes, he can, and quite cleanly as well. Ozers now looking for the manoeuvre back down the straight. But here comes Destroyer Drac. Massive moment going down the Kemmel Straight. And he is in P8. Cannot get up into P7. Yawn defending well, making sure not to have the DRS of Destroyer Drac going at each other here for P7. For all this wave deep there from Destroyer Drac, and comes through Ozers. He sees the opportunity and he's gone ahead and clenched it. Going into the first turn though, can he keep it? Yes, he can. As Liam points out magnificently here, going into the Kemmel Straight. Destroyer Drac getting very, very close to Ozers. He's wasting no time to get right back down the Ferrari. The Alpine centre down the inside is a tiny bit of contact in the middle of the turn, but going on to the exit, Destroyer Drac makes the overtake. But the more important thing, because he's lost it, because they battled, he's lost time. And now he's in P8, 1.2 seconds behind the man in P2 in the standings. As Ozers now side by side with RTM Titan here, going into left-hander. The Titan, the Alpine, still trying to go side by side. There's a bit of contact between the two of them. Going into this left-hander here. Round the outside goes the Alpine. That is a mighty move, a mighty meaty move. And he completes it. But if Yawn overtakes right here, he will be the leader in the standings. Down the inside he goes into that first turn. The Red Bull goes wide. It's a massive opportunity for Yawn, which he takes immensely. Fanta though, he's going to have the DRS going onto the straight here. Yawn so far is leading the standings here in Division 5. The ERS though being used by Red Bull, going down the straight. DRS being used, ERS being used. It looks like Destroyer Drac's going to get a run here on his championship rival. Down the inside he lunges to go into that first turn. Looks like he's going to try and defend his position there. Yawn round the outside. He cannot though. Fanta stays ahead of Yawn, and it's still the same order as we went into turn 1. P6 Fanta, P7 Yawn, P8 Destroyer Drac. Here we go though. Big battles for the championship. Yawn down the inside, going into the first turn. He lunges it. Can he get the manoeuvre on the Red Bull once more? One more time. A merry-go-round. We go round and round again. He does get it, but going up the straight, is Fanta going to come right back at him here and get himself back up into P6? Here we go. The DRS is going to be used. The ERS is going to be used. Here comes Destroyer Drac, though, with some great pace coming out already on. ERS being used. DRS being used. It could be 3 wide going on to the Kemmel Straight here. Destroyer Drac up the inside of his championship rival. It's 3 wide going into Lacombe. Down the inside of the Alpine goes. Now round the outside he'll go with his championship rival. And he's ahead. He is ahead of Yawn. Destroyer Drac is ahead of the Aston Martin. That is super big here so far in this Grand Prix. He's absolutely flying here with the ERS usage as Throne Club getting an overtake of Walkers. Down the inside he went. He's going to now look to go round the outside of the Ferrari into the upcoming left-hander, and he gets it. Good move from Throne Globe there as he does get up the position on the Red Bull. will be massive. He's using his ERS. He's going to go around the outside, going into the left-hander here. Can he complete the move with no damage, with no going off the circuit? There's a little bit of contact there going in towards the bus stop chicane. Down the inside. The Alpine absolutely lunges it. Now around the outside. Can he protect the position as he's just clenched it? Yes, he can. Here we go, though. And over the side, there goes Will. Sorry, round the outside, the Alpine's going to look to protect. The merge, big massive crash. I can't believe it. The Aston Martin has just lunged through. There's contact between the Alpines going into the turn. The Alpine, sorry. And, of course, Fanta. There was contact, crucial moments that could seal the championship, folks. Absolutely mental. I cannot believe it. And it's this man. RTM English. Fantastic stuff from him. Domination the entire Grand Prix. And it is excellent English coming around that last turn. He wiggles through to take the win here in Belgium. Fantastic race from the boy. He takes it for Haas. He takes it for himself. Fantastic stuff. He climbs up in the standings. Fantastic stuff from him. Ozzy Monjo's coming across the line there in P4. But Yawn, can he take it? In the last moments there with that spin, right-hander, bus stop chicane. Is there any spins? Is there any unfortunate moments? No, there isn't. Yawn, out of Spa. He leads the championship going across the line due to a big moment between Fanta and Destroyer Drac. Mental moments, mental scenes. A 7-second gap for RTM English though. That is something you have to applaud. It's fantastic from the drivers on the grid today, bringing us the entertainment as always. But the man who comes out on top is RTM English.